Today I want to talk a little bit about a lot of people actually complaining of their 9 to 6 jobs. I hear that a lot, and I hear not able to fulfill my potential in this job. I hate this. It doesn't give me the sense of purpose. And I've seen a lot of friends actually leave these well-paying jobs and start on their own. And I think that is okay, and that's great. But I also think there are a lot of people who don't really have the risk appetite to start something new. And I think that is okay too. I have been working for some of the best organizations over the last 20 years. And I have enjoyed the overall stint with each and every one of them. And I still do. I have never once looked at my job and said it was a 9 to 6 job. And actually, it never had been one for me. I've never done just a 9 to 6. Yes, in every organization that I've worked, I had to work under some construct. But that has never deterred me from experimenting or trying something new. Let me take one of the jobs that most would call mundane, like that of a housekeeping staff in a hotel. Now, you could ask me, what could be exciting about that job? You are expected to complete a certain number of rooms in a certain shift. I take this example because I have done it myself. If you think about it, it's about cleaning the room, getting the room done, and you have to do it quite fast. But I can tell you that there are housekeepers who are absolutely brilliant at their job, and they take enormous pride of getting it done so well. So just ask yourself, how do you feel when you walk into a beautiful room in a 5-star hotel? Or you see your children enjoying the room and ambience and the beauty and jumping on the bed. Does it not bring a smile and light you up? And sometimes you might be really busy and you had a tiring day and you didn't notice the design on the towel and how it was placed immediately. But when you were tired at the end of the day and you hit the bed and you got a fantastic sleep, did you not enjoy that? That satisfaction from a customer makes the job worthwhile for these housekeeping staff. So I started to reflect on what made me enjoy something that a lot of others hated. Then I began to talk to many others who, like me, also enjoy their job and are quite successful at it. And obviously I did a little bit of research and I read up articles on the internet. So there are 3 things that I have come to believe that I think are important if you really want to enjoy a job like this. The first thing is, do you really understand what your company does? No, not the values and mission statements that are put up on the wall. It's good to know them. But what does your company really do? How does it touch the lives of the people in the world? This is important to know because sometimes you could be facing off your clients and customers directly, like my Taj experience was. Because it was easy, because I was in the front office and I would meet my customers directly. But not all of us are in the same position. You could be working in a back office environment, you could be working in an accounts department or a procurement department, but you need to understand what the really company really stands for. The further you are away from the customer, the more you have to figure out what does it do. It's like the story about the 2 workers, right? When a passerby asked the first worker, what was he doing? The worker responded that he was laying bricks. Then the passerby asked the second worker, what was he doing? The worker reflected and responded that he was building a cathedral. So when I moved from Taj and took up a supervisory role in a call center, I was definitely removed from the customers. I couldn't see them, I couldn't meet them, but I could talk to them over the phone. I was working for a company, an organization that was distributing social security benefits to people in the US who needed benefits for their livelihood. I had moved from one end of the spectrum of customers to another, but I understood what we were really doing and how important it was to those individuals on that specific day. Then I moved to an organization called Dell and was supporting their order processing. I was further removed from the customer. But I took time out to understand what the customers really went through, to understand the importance of a laptop to a person when he or she was starting their first day in college. This kind of understanding, this will install a sense of pride for working for that institution. Well, there may be many things wrong with it, but it is there because of a certain sense of purpose. It is there because it serves communities. So even if your line management is not able to explain it to you, spend some time to understand it and maybe explain it to others and get a better sense of understanding. The second thing you need to remember, and this is very, very important, is to have a good relationship with your manager. You need to understand that your manager has other priorities. He or she could be under stress, and as a person, you have no clue what is going on in their life. So it's extremely important to understand that you work for them. And I have had a fantastic relationship with my managers for over a decade. I have gone into becoming, and most of them have gone into becoming my mentors and sponsors within the organization and outside it. I look back to see what really worked for me. The key was that I treated them as people with their own strengths and weaknesses and aspirations. So every time I had a new manager, I asked, what's in it for them to have me as part of their team instead of the general what's in it for me? And each of them differed. Some wanted transparency, some trusted, but wanted to verify the job I did. That irritated me, but I could understand from where they came. Some wanted to take their load off work. Some wanted me to do the job well so that they could prioritize their time somewhere else. Some spent time to teach me how they succeeded and how they structured things in their head, so that when I was doing something, I could explain it to them in the same manner. And some really did not care as long as it did not come back to them. It did not matter. The only thing that did matter was I could work with different kinds of people and take the best and polish myself to become a better individual. You don't always get to choose your manager, just like you don't get to choose your customers. But you do your best to work with them, help them achieve their goals. The third thing that is very important, and I pay a lot of attention to this, is focusing on the details, or what we call sweating the small stuff. Now, this simple action will help you to get really good at the job you're doing and help get satisfaction. Now, think about it. If you're running your own business, would it be okay to put together a sloppy presentation or a pitch for your new business? So why would you send out a presentation like that to your manager or to your senior management within the company? Right? Pay attention. Pay attention to details and ensure that you do a brilliant job. It will automatically build your own brand and the inner joy of having done the work really well. It does not matter if other people appreciate or notice and give you a pat on the back. Let me give you an example, right? Some time back, I was in a meeting with some of my peers, which essentially, like a lot of meetings, was quite a heated conversation, where a colleague of mine, who was also a stakeholder, simply opened the MS Visio and started drawing out the flow as the rest of us continued this heated exchange. After about 15 minutes into the call, he called our attention to the flow that he was putting together based on the conversations we were having. And he asked us to agree and disagree and where to make changes and give opinions. Now, I am a lean practitioner, so when you talk about process mapping, it's nothing new to me. But what really struck me was that we never went into the call to map a process. It was a meeting to discuss an issue and like I said, he was a stakeholder as the rest of us were in that discussion. But by the end of the meeting, he had taken a lead. There was an output or a product that we had agreed or disagreed in certain points in the process, and what the reasons were. What could be done or what could be the workarounds were documented in that, the flow. The incident made me reflect back and realize that he must have been practicing this over a long time. It came naturally to him. He didn't make it about mapping the process. He just pulled it up and did it flawlessly. Now, you might ask me what is so great about it, mapping the process. But with this small thing, he had won my respect, and winning the respect of peers is so difficult. So what I'm trying to say is, you get really, really good at the job. It'll give you a sense of pride to continue to do the job well and enjoy it for a really long time. Those are 3 things that I wanted to talk to you today about. Again, practice this, see if it makes sense. And I want to thank you for taking the time out and watching this video, and have a fantastic day.